All right. For everyone on YouTube, welcome back to the now finals for the Street Fighter 4 CPU Season 1 bracket. It's been quite a minute since I've had things up on my channel. I apologize. Had a lot of things going on since basically the end of August to now in the middle of October. But now I have some free time to now get finally this finale bracket for the CPU. It's been a minute, but now to kind of roll over of what this is for anyone tuning in for the first time. I had the idea brought on to me, and I had this like kind of thought to have this little thing, but it didn't really go into fruition until I'm Too Crispy, who is another streamer and YouTuber. He started doing what's the CPU brackets on his main channel. He's done games like Killer Instinct, he's done games like Rivals of Ether, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and etc. In which the idea is to like have the entire bracket be set up to where anyone can just jump in and play, but you aren't playing yourself. You're allowing the CPU to take control and just kind of do things yourself. Just kind of like a, think of like a salty bet type of deal. But it's all about different brackets for different type of events, and I hosted these for Street Fighter 4. And now after about like 6 or 7 different tournaments, multiple like winners on top of that, we now have selected top 8 that we have onto this finals bracket to see which character and which player is going to deem the champion for Season 1. We have a bunch of different players, but maybe not a bunch of different characters. Unfortunately, we had to kind of see some of the characters like really play out, and it turns out that Zangief is basically the best CPU in this type of game, and I wanted to make sure it's like as even as possible, but as things kind of rolled out, it really just became apparent that Zangief just kind of took over a lot of stuff. So you'll be seeing a lot of him tonight, but we do have some other winners that have different type of characters in different situations. I'll get to those as we kind of go forward into the bracket, but like every great tournament, we have to start somewhere, and I'm going to start with winners from previous tournaments. Zeno, who had won with Vanilla Zangief, or not Vanilla, I'm sorry, just regular Zangief Ultra. And we have Give T Hakugun, who had picked Vanilla Zangief and won that tournament. So we're going to have a mirror match start off our Season 1 finale, but I kind of wanted to make sure that all of these Zangiefs play each other as early as possible, so we wouldn't have this going into the later part of the bracket. So unfortunately, we have to have a sleeper to start this off, but it is what it is. So for Zeno, since he has picked just regular Zangief, he is going to be sticking with Double Ultra. So we're going to have him be on the left, and we have Give T Hakugun, who has the vanilla version of Zangief. He's only struck to have oh, hold on, let's make sure that he has vanilla. There you go. See, you have to make sure that you have that edition selected correctly. And since in vanilla you only had Ultra 1, he has somewhat more of an advantage because of the damage that you get from a full Ultra. So this is all going to be 3 out of 5, and there's a single, it's not a single elimination bracket. It is going to be like any other regular tournament, double elimination. So first place, we do have our match arena set up. If you want to check out the link that we posted into the chat earlier, definitely if you want to put in some more cash for the players, it is there, but it is what it is. First place will be getting at least a minimum of 75, and second place will be getting 25 at a bare minimum. If we get more, then we'll have to adjust later on, but let's get things started. I do think that Zeno was our first winner, if I recall correctly. I think that he was going up against a Hugo, and we were like really debating as to which character was dominating more, and as we turned out, Zangief is definitely the better character. Like, Hugo has not even won one of these, so even with some restrictions. All right, so we're gonna definitely see all of the SPDs. We would have a SPD counter if I had the availability, but I don't have that on my screen for you guys, unfortunately. Yeah, so any special like Green Hand is going to be blocked, and definitely conversely like reversaled by SPD, most likely by Fierce, because obviously damage. And we're just trading on SPD as we kind of are well known on these brackets. Now we're about even, but we have double ultra and we have plenty of bar on Zeno's side, a full super gauge on top of that too, and he's going to be taking the first round. Like I said, guys, it's not going to really be super in-depth with how the commentary is going to be on these. Like I said, it's CPU, so we can only hope that they do some nice reactionary things, but they're not going to really do much. Just like canceling from crouching sweep, going into red focus to make that save. Spending all of his bar, but still making it work since he's now above half health. I think he was actually getting close to being stunned here. All right, nice lariat. Going to try to beat on the jump in. And Xeno's very close to taking the first game, but T-Hawk definitely has a full ultra, and now he brought it back, but not quite. Reversal on wake up to then get another SPD, and Xeno is going to be taking that first game. I mean, that was honestly for like, as a CPU, like going up against each other is like a mirror match on Zangief. That was as fast as it could have been. They're definitely going to be a little bit slower, I'm sure, as we go into more of this. And honestly, on paper, I kind of anticipated T-Hawk's Zangief to be doing a little more work. And also, in case anyone is wondering, Jesus, what a reaction to get that SPD. This is now on the hardest difficulty for the CPU bracket. So anything that you press, the CPU is just kind of knowing that you're going to press it in advance, and it's going to do certain reactions just like that off of just a whiffed green hand. The CPU gets very finicky with how it makes its decision making based on how far and how close they are. And of course, as Zangief, you always want to go for SPDs, and they reversal so well on every single character in this game. That's pretty much why he's like in a league of his own. And as we kind of go through that one, Xeno is now 3 rounds straight going up against T-Hawk. A little unfortunate that he kind of burnt that EX bar to just then go into the FADC. Now no bar, but you are somewhat getting closer to taking the round. Okay. Whiff on the standing roundhouse. And again, standing roundhouse seems to be the deal from what Xeno's Zangief is going to be doing. Waking up with a green hand of your own, but SPD to go off of that reversal. No ultras. We haven't seen any ultras just yet. And once again, a full super, but spending it on a crouching short to then go into the red focus. Now spending his entire bar only with like 1 meter. Really unfortunate for Xeno, but that's the first round going to be taking for T-Hawk. Weird to say like T-Hawk is playing in this, but also it's like not T-Hawk the character. I think that he didn't even pick T-Hawk once in any of the brackets that he was participating in. Doesn't seem to really matter too much since his Zangief is doing pretty good. Does have 3 bars, will be getting super pretty soon. But off of those reversals, that's really close to death. I feel like one more interaction is going to kill him. And just the jumping roundhouse. Maybe try to reversal with the lariat. But that's 2 games straight. Xeno is going to be clearing it up really quickly here. If T-Hawk doesn't really get a grip on this Zangief here. Yeah, this so far, I mean, if we're going just based on which Zangief is better, I really didn't think that the vanilla would be doing as bad as he is right now. Only taking 1 round out of this entire set. All right, just this feels like a regular match, like dashing in with your green hand to like give yourself that space off the hard knockdown to then get into range for the SPD. It feels like I'm watching Snake Eyes play. Sometimes the CPU makes those good decisions. Sometimes they make awkward decisions that look cool. But in this one, it seems like Lariat is going to actually trade, but Xeno's Xeno's Lariat is going to take it over Gief's or T-Hawk's. And now he's 1 round away from advancing into the bracket. A full super bar on top of that. No ultras and no supers, but a lot of red focuses and a lot of EX green hands. All right, full super bar on both sides here. If you are T-Hawk, you want to try to spend that cash, even if you can't really win off of it, at least just to try to spend it. You can't really be going down with a full ultra and a full super meter. You got to spend something. Very good for, in case that he wins, he did spend all the bar, but unfortunately the fierce SPD is going to do it. And with 6-1 on rounds, the regular, just double ultra, regular Zangief is taking it over T-Hawk's vanilla Zangief. And that's going to put the vanilla Zangief into the loser's bracket. I would not want to be swimming with that shark. That is incredible of how bad that was for him. But that makes it all the more sweeter since a lot of the characters that are going to be in loser's side will not have a great time up against that vanilla Zangief. So regardless, doesn't really matter. T-Hawk is going to have to advance in losers, but very clean 3 games straight. That's going to take it for Xeno 3-0. All right, and now we're going to have up next, we have slightly more variety. We're going to have Brian NY, who is another Zangief player, and he won the Omega bracket, so he's going to be playing Omega Zangief. And coming up next is Jason Game Dev, which I hinted earlier in the stream that he is actually going to be doing Poison on Ultra 1, which Poison on Ultra 2 would think probably have not done that great, but actually did pretty well, all things considered. But of course, Ultra 1's Poison pulled that out in that bracket. And also to try to keep score for everyone at home, left or right side, which do you think is going to have the most wins based on just CPU bracket in general? So far that was 3-0 in total. So right now, first player side is doing very well. So Brian's going to be having Omega Zangief. I think, I can't really recall which Ultra it was, but I'm just going to give it to him that he had Ultra 1. Kind of weird that he doesn't have a double Ultra, but I do have to kind of confirm that, but I believe that he has Ultra 1. And Poison for Jason Game Dev. And yeah, so he's just regular Ultra and Ultra 1. Just want to make sure that all of my notes are indeed correct, but all right, so yeah, first player side is going to be Brian NY, the last survivor, I guess, for another Zangief player that's now into this bracket. It would be definitely a shock if we see 2 Zangiefs into the losers bracket early, but you know, I highly doubt it. This character is just kind of insane, and the Omega version, people had said that this character is not great, but it was complete dominance. It did not matter. Now, Poison does have a lot of great tools to stop a lot of the pressure if the CPU wants to try to get in. But the question is, will the actual CPU do those options in the right time? Because we're already trying to like get some space off of the Zangief side, trying to go in. But those very mini headbutts is looking incredibly fierce right now. And Bri is already looking incredible off of just the round start. Alright, we're going to block though, but we automatically got into another uppercut. And Green Hand kind of pushes further back on the Omega version, I've noticed. So, the EX version at least. So you get a little bit more space for Poison, but it seems like the character wants to try to go in some more. And you really can't do that, especially when you have all the projectiles in the world to go up against and zone out the Zangief. Even her normals are actually pretty decent at keeping them out. Like, the standing short or the standing forward. Both of them are actually very good. Doesn't quite matter, but we're just going to close the distance, and Geef is incredibly fast. And that's another thing to kind of consider, as Geef, of course, taking the first game very cleanly. Who saw that coming? He closes the distance so fast, and also SPD brings him closer in Omega mode. So even more pressure is going to be placed on in case an SPD does land for him. So really unlucky for Poison that she is forgetting that she has fireballs, but that is what it is, you know. All right, we're gonna have an uppercut go right in, but of course that's not gonna matter when you already have another SPD just kind of waiting for you. The short hop headbutt to then reactionary go into an SPD. I mean, comical but fair. That's 2 rounds straight. It seems like first player side is probably going to win the entire bracket. I'm not gonna lie. And Brian is actually in the chat right now. As soon as his character is shown up on screen, he shows up into the bracket. Amazing. All right, and of course, SPD just waking up and how fast. And again, that slows like everything down, but like, it's not really gonna matter. Now Geef is into the corner, but it doesn't really matter. This character fights so well in the corner. And tries to parry on the capture state. Jumping forward, but that's already 2 games straight. No rounds going on Jason Game Dev. Unfortunate, but that's what happens when you have Zangief. Yeah, I don't know how you were able to kind of get this character when everyone else was saying that Geef was bad in Omega. And clearly this was the last tournament that anyone had picked Geef because he was banned immediately right after that. And Brian with the Prime because he knows that he's going to win this bracket. I appreciate that, dog. Well, we'll see if your Prime is now going to be like put into good use since you're going to most likely be facing Xeno at the end of this. Alright, good clean hit. Game dev. Okay, does a reactionary Ultra 1. We actually get our first Ultra of the night. Alright, that evens things up a bit. I think she has enough life in case that she does get hit enough to maybe get one more Ultra. But she's just going to completely stand there and just take an SP. Oh my god. Oh, and the red focus. Not quite going to breach through. Yeah, and just like that, that's now 5 rounds straight, one more, and that's going to advance another Zangief into the winner's side. Let's keep it up. Alright, the jab just to try to stop that pressure. Another great button that Geef has. Like, standing jab is incredibly great. Standing short, very good. Forward is pretty alright, you know, but even, like, to space it out, like, he can close the distance with his normals as well. Almost with a full super bar on top of that, but now Poison has good amount of damage that she can do off Ultra 1. Will she actually be able to do it? I don't think so. One more interaction, that's going to do it. Our hard knockdown. She's got to get a good read. And unfortunately, that's not going to do it. Tries to go for another capture into the hard knockdown, but the reactionary off the block into an SPD. Another 3 straight for Zangief. Woo, everybody clap your hands. It's just all, you know, definitely not unforeseen. All right, but that's going to do it here. I think hold on one moment. I think I just kind of messed that up here. Hold on one second. Can I change that real quick? Oh, that is a whoopsie. We made a oopsie. All right. Well, I read the bracket wrong. It actually wasn't Jason Game Dev to be playing Brian. So on the recording side, just ignore that this match happened. It was actually supposed to be Charlemagne that came up on the bracket. So I don't think this is really going to matter too much, all things considered. But unfortunately, I have to run that back. That was the wrong match. I generated the seed to try to have Jason go up there, but only just double checking now. Charlemagne was supposed to be playing Bri. Run it back. Oops. Well, gotta get the Omega Zangief some flack. You know, let him see how absolute dominant he would be. But I'll adjust this a little bit later. Oh, yeah, exactly. A little warm-up for Bri. No, we had to make sure that Bri was, you know, nice and warmed up for the bracket. And Charlemagne actually has Rose. So this is a little more of a matchup that I feel is going to be in Rose's favor. But we will see how that kind of turns out. So apologies. Whoops. We're going to fix the tournament now. Bri with Omega Zangief is going up against Rose here. Should have been actually changed to Rose on this one. So that's fine. Gotta update that. There we go. I will adjust this on the YouTube side. My apologies. So here's the actual match. Don't worry about that. Yeah, we need some extra gameplay anyway. And just like how we saw in that preliminary match, Geef is just gonna make quick work of this. Thank you for making it fast at least, Bri. We appreciate that. Oh no, Illusion Spark, that could just be reactionary blocked. What a bad Ultra 1, dude. Oh man. Thank God they gave her orbs in Super. Alright, that was even more dominant than we've seen previously. Oh, I actually forgot that this move was an actual thing. All right, but the only thing that, wow, it's really weird that the Rose player is not doing as well as the Poison, but here we are. And it actually gets stuffed out by the standing short. Really, really unfortunate. But Bry's going to take that first game. Thank you for making it quick, sir. We appreciate it here. Damn, the AAA grade score. Crazy. Alright, but I was thinking it's like Rose actually has a much better chance of fighting this character since she is mostly centered around her zoning pattern. But none of the fireballs are coming out. She's doing ultra on reaction, getting hit for it. Tries to go in with a little bit of drill action, but the drill can only do so much when this character has the parry on top of that. And we have a double soul satellite, and it's probably going to get stuffed. Actually, no, but the jump in on the jab is incredible. What an answer. Alright. Geef with 3 rounds straight. And I don't even think that he got like less than 10% life. Yeah, I feel like this character's gonna win. Like, not just like the match here, but just gonna win all of the matches in general. Alright, I will take that baby damage from that Ultra 1 and then just completely decimate your health bar with 1 EX command throw. Alright, I actually thought that SPD was gonna happen. But now we finally have oh my god. But the spacing between the drill and then the orb was not quite closing the distance enough, and Geef just didn't get hit. So he just reactionary just did SPD, and that just did it. Bry gonna make this a very quick and clean 3-0 on top of that. And I feel bad for Charlemagne. He's had so many quick opportunities to not only like do well, but to do well with great characters in previous brackets. Just to show up here and then just see like him just completely get bodied by Geef. I feel it's kind of poetic. Oh my dude, come on. Like, come on. Like the CPU is just download completed and just completely stands there and just stares at him. There's nothing that I really feel that this character can do. Yeah, wake up Lariat. Really doing his best Hager impression. Did a very good job of it, but now is going to be taking it 3-0. No rounds for Charlemagne. We can only hope and pray that he gets 1 round. Yes, we want to see more roundhouses. Less of those because he's just going to parry it. Double Ultra is in effect, and now is probably going to get punched off of this. Good block, though, at least. Doesn't matter, the second orb is now out, and 1 more interaction is going to do it for Bry. And that's going to do it. Yep, just dash right up in and completely take an SPD. Really unfortunate, but it is what it is. Bry making that quick and easy is not going to do it anymore. Gonna just move it all along. And yeah, now the actual match is completed. My apologies, I messed that up. But now this is completed. Bry is going to move on and advance into the winner side. Going to be facing Xeno for a run back on more Zangief potential. So I actually am really surprised that the Rose didn't really do much. But Rose will be now going to face another Geef into the loser side. Sorry, Charlemagne, but you're going to have to hold that. And now we have an actual match that's correct. Excuse me for not being able to read properly, but now I can read. Jason Game Dev is going to be going up against EMP Obama. And as mentioned before, Jason Game Dev is running with the Ultra 1 variant for Poison. And yeah, that didn't save on his name, so I'm going to fix that real quick. Ultra 1. And Obama is going to be running on... let me pull up his character card. He was Cammy Double Ultra. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a pretty decent matchup, I feel. Double Ultra Cammy. I didn't expect to go that far on the Double Ultra type of feel on every character on the Femme Fatale one. But no, she actually did incredibly well and enough to secure the spot. Poison Ultra 1. Make sure we have that. And Cammy is... Where's she at? I always forget where Cammy is. There she is. She has Double Ultra. And this character is so inclined to using CQC constantly that I did not think that they were going to be doing that well. But here they are, now secured their spot into the final bracket for tonight. And Mayor Park, yeah, absolutely. There's the Matcherino. For some reason, Nightbot is not working, so I'll have to fix and get that done soon. But yeah, if you wanted to add to the pot, it is available, but it is literally just for the winner of this bracket and second place currently. But still, either way. All right, so this might have been actually a run back at some point with these Femme Fatale bracket. I actually don't know if they fought. I'll have to check the VOD for that. All right, Spiral Arrow is, again, one of those incredibly strong moves, and she has a really good poking range for, like, her standing forward, just like that. Crouching Fierce, and for some reason on reaction, the CPU loves to do on CQC, but then just the other one will just go and hit it anyway. It's kind of like doing a raw on Deadpool level 3, and the CPU just decides to still press standing H. Not really sure why. But after, like, 3 drills in a row, Kami's going to take the first round. And I think that might have been, like, just only the second round on player 2 side to ever win something. So if you're on the player 1 side, you are definitely very high up on the stocks right now. All right, crouching roundhouse. Nice anti-air off of the standing strong. Command throw off of the roll there. Alright, you actually can connect that Rekka sequence with EX into Ultra 1 as poison. But I don't know if the... Oh, that's going to reach too. It's just going to be, yeah, full on Ultra 1 too. This might actually kill. Ooh, just barely not killing. But walks right into the chip damage. And that's one apiece. Okay. Our first, I believe our first tiebreaker. No, actually, this would be our second then. Yeah. Alright. Wake up uppercuts from both. Kami's whiffing because hers came out first. Alright. You actually... Well, look at that. You actually can focus through the Rekkas in between them. Ooh, almost actually had a full combo extension there off of the Jumping Fierce. CQC once again, and of course, the CPU is going to dash up and press a button anyway. If that was full double Ultra 2, I feel like that would have killed Poison. And now on Pixel territory, not going to quite do it. Obama is actually going to be taking the first round on the player 2 side. That was actually a very convincing first round. It got really competitive as it went on. All right, good stuff to Obama taking on that first round. Or at least the first game, rather. If I was to think of one of these characters to move on forward that would be better against the Zangief, I would have picked Poison. But the way that the Kami is using a lot of their specials, wow, they're just both completely whiffing on that. That is just insane, like the synchronized dancing they have there. Kami is doing a much better job with connecting everything. And nice actual use of the fireball to not actually go through with the CQC Ultra. Wow, just standing short just to kind of get through that. Alright, Jason now taking on the second game, the first round. A lot more fireballs this time, and I want to see more of that in this projectile game. Alright, we're going to start off with the throw, get the hard knockdown, and of course, we're going to keep trying to go for the spiral arrow and just completely whiffing. Throw attempt is now going to almost meaty it up with the fireball a little bit early. Uppercut again, uppercut to respond, and now CQC again, and now that's off of the reactionary off of a button press this time. Alright, unfortunately the uppercut didn't quite get the most damage there. That seems to be happening a lot off of those jump-ins. Alright, nice standing roundhouse. And a lot of the spacing issues with the fireball, Kami keeps trying to spiral arrow through them, but is not quite making the mark to just completely go underneath it. And I feel like that's what the CPU is trying to do, but just a little bit too close to the fireball, I think. Alright, throw just to get that punish, putting Poison to the corner. Ooh, off of the counter hit. Tries to red focus with that, and now the complete use of all that meter, and now finally Poison doesn't actually go off on that CQC. Okay, uppercut, still keeping Poison in the corner, but one Ultra off a reaction will do it. Nice uppercut in response. Spiral Arrow finally uses the EX version to get past the Fireball, and now that's what Obama was looking for, to close the distance. And now that's 2-0 over Jason right now. Cammy is looking so good right now. She's looking like to be a pretty good favorite to go up at least hopefully into the winners finals. If she keeps playing like this, absolutely. Alright, Jason finally making his mark now. Nice standing roundhouse. I like how they're trying to pressure and just close the distance a little bit, so that way you're able to still, even with the pushback from the roundhouse, keep up and then just meet up with Poison there. Alright, unfortunately tries to go for a full Hail Mary on the Ultra 1. Not quite making the mark, but does do a little bit of chip damage. It's not going to matter off of the next interaction, and Jason's going to be taking the first round on the third game here. He really needs these since he's now down 2 games. Alright, hard knockdown once again. Spiral Arrow, and yep. Cannon Spike, get off me. Anti-air, I believe that was just standing short. The anti-air game from coming in from Cammy is going incredibly well right now. Jason now completely on the back foot. And now both characters out of bar going into the last potential round here. Obama might actually be taking it here. I actually would not have thought that double Ultra Cammy would have gotten this far. But here we are. CQC is actually pretty decent. Don't quote me on that. Please don't use CQC in tournament. Alright, Spiral Arrow, Spiral Arrow. Alright, does actually get through the block on Cammy, getting through with the Rekkas. But again, Spiral Arrow is always the response. And meeting every single one of them, good break. We really needed that. And comboed from the Fireball. Oh, CQC was there. Nice use of that, but the jump and throw. That was so clutch coming in at the last second. Poison was getting every single one of those hits in. And 3-0 on player 2 side. You would not have guessed it, but coming from Cammy to go on the Poison matchup. Incredible. Obama looking really, really well in that matchup here. Good stuff to him. Gonna move on going into the semifinals for the winners bracket. Unfortunately, Jason, you are gonna have to be stuck on loser side, and you will have to face the loser of this upcoming next match. And we have, let's get you guys up here real quick. We have Remora coming in with his Ken, which was, I believe it was no grapplers. I think it was just grappler band tournament. And we have the Danger Box coming up next here on the random select. So this is going to be an interesting one because we can't really give it up to one or the other. One of them is going to have to advance, obviously, but it's going to be hard when you have to go back to character select on every win or loss. So every time that, even if Jason or Danger Box wins, he has to go back to character select after every match, no matter win or loss. So he could get Oni the first one, he could get El Fuerte the next one, no matter what. For every single one of Danger Box's matches, we have to go back to character select to give him a new random character. So that's how we did it in the original bracket, and we're going to have to continue that here. And Remora just has regular Ken, so we can only hope for Danger Box that he doesn't get someone that's going to get outpaced by zoning of Shotos. But that's the bar nature of random select. And who do we get first? Ooh! Okay! Psycho Punisher off of Ultra 2 going up against Ken. This is actually a grand finals match for sure. Both of these characters are incredibly well on the CPU side, but really good first roll coming from Danger Box. But will it matter when it comes to Ken? Alright, good jump in, but of course the uppercut is going to stop that. Jump in Tatsu. Oh, wow. Actually, now we just have enough time to get the full Ultra 2. And that's another thing too. No matter what ultra you get, you can't actually pick it off of the random select. So you just kind of have to get stuck with what you got. But you will, if you do have something in this particular spot. Oh, full ultra 2 though. That might actually get close. Almost close to chip territory. And we're just gonna wake up off of the EX uppercut. First round going to Remora. Good patience not getting hit by the Psycho Crusher. Alright, wake up slide, good tech. Jump in and tries to go for the scissor kick. Does connect. Alright, uppercuts again. Yeah, this seems to be like the Brazilian Ken that we all know and love. Going for every single uppercut and it's still connecting. Okay, we do have a full ultra cinematic. But once again, this is double ultra. Not quite going to do as much damage. And we still have plenty of ultra going in for Danger Box side. Alright, double stomp. Devil's reverse. Good trade. Tries to go for the crouching fierce to try to get that punish. And now the going for the strong to then go for the EX scissor kick. That's going to tie it up one apiece. No ultra required, actually, for Danger Box. Right? Big up uppercuts once again. Uppercuts again through the counter hit. Ooh, okay, there we go. We actually have like a crouching fierce to get through that. I think that was standing medium, but tries to wake up on another uppercut. A lot of things happen in this particular round. Kind of hard to commentate when a lot of things are happening. Wow, the jab into the dash up into the full EX uppercut. Send it, says Remora. Gonna take that first round off of a really great roll. And we can only hope for Danger Box that he doesn't drop the ball here. He had an incredible character to start off with. But now with a loss, I don't know if the grace of the CPU gods will give him anything better. Because that's almost as good as you can get. The only characters you really can get that's better is maybe another Shoto or a Shoto. A mirror match off of a random select. Who would have guessed it? Which Ken is going to uppercut more? The one from Brazil or the one from Brazil? Okay, alright. This is what I want. Absolutely. Oops, all Ken matchups. Wow, using standing forward into the uppercut. That's definitely a me move. Now keep in mind, this is a straight mirror match with double ultra on both sides as well. Alright, good block on the EX uppercut. Good tech. Brother, please don't hit a button, Danger Box. Okay, good job. I really thought they were gonna reactionary like do DP or something. Alright, now the next uppercut's going to do. Is that gonna chip out? Not quite. Does a crouching forward or crouching strong into the uppercut to chip out Remora. The only thing that can stop Ken is Ken. That's crazy. Wow, uppercutting through the full sweep there. Reactionary uppercut to go into a reactionary EX uppercut. Only in a CPU bracket, guys. All right, we're gonna full send the full ultra here. Naramura has his own. EX DP as a response. DP's in response. DP's in response. Oh my god. Danger Box can only win on a random select mirror match on Ken. You can't make that up. That is insane on how great of a draw he got off of that. That is just absolutely hilarious. One apiece though. Will Danger Box get lucky again? And maybe get like someone like Oni, or, you know, could he get Geef? Could he get Hugo? He will get... Ooh, okay, Fei Long's pretty good. Fei Long is still good. And you get a full Ultra 1. That's a really good draw on top of that. Now, Ultra 2, I guess, would be fine, too, because the CPU loves to attack no matter what happens. So, you know, we can only hope that the damage that Ultra 1 will be good enough. Alright. Uppercut's coming, and of course we have Rekka's. Now, every single time, for what it seems like, that you connect one of the Rekkas, the CPU will still advance to hit the next parts of the Rekka. So this is really good going in for Danger Box here. Doesn't matter, it actually does connect off of the whiff uppercut. Again, double ultra damage is only going to make that kind of even. Right? I think that's punish, yep. Danger Box going to take the first round off of the ultra kill. Man, if I was playing in the random select and I got Bison, Ken, and Fei Long as my roles, definitely would not be sad about that. Actually did a full combo off of that jump in too. Uses the red focus and still extends that extends the hit. Double ultra is not going to bring that close. But does run into another fire uppercut. Alright, counter hit into another DP. And Danger Box off of the two incredible rolls back. Well, really it was three, but you know, Bison just didn't quite sell it. 2-1, and now we have the first time that we have a little bit more of like a dominant set, but still kind of close just based off score here. Everyone has won 3-0, and now we're finally into a match where it's actually kind of going back and forth, and it's literally just off of a random select. Maybe this is the format. Maybe we just do random select every time. I don't know. We'll see what you guys like. I don't know. There's no way. He re-rolled Fei Long Ultra 1? He re-rolled the same character? I've never seen that. What are the odds? Dude, what the hell? Danger Box, I don't know what the Mega Mills is right now, but you may as well play tonight if you somehow get some money in the pot tonight. But you gotta share it with me. You got to, dog. You will win, I promise you, off of this incredible roll. But we'll see if the Remora Ken will learn anything off of that experience here. But right now, it seems like, again, Danger Box is in the driver's seat off the counter hit setup. And now, one round away with Danger Box potentially moving forward into the winner side. Fei Long looking incredibly well. Yeah, so that is a completely true block string off of the fire Rekkas. Two of those, it is, I believe they are on, I think he's plus on that. So he's still able to do something afterwards. Okay, we needed that for Remora to do a complete bust out. But now he's now out of options, really, now being in the corner, and only just 2 bars. Oh, that's not looking good. Remora now with red focuses through most of the fire uppercut. Doesn't quite get through the whole thing. And Danger Box with the incredible Bison roll at the start that didn't win. And somehow didn't... Honestly, you probably could have won with that. Then made a 3-0. But with the back-to-back Fei Long to make that the deciding factor is just absolutely incredible. What a roll from Danger Box. We'll see if his luck will continue into the winner's side when he faces Obama a little bit later. But good stuff to him. 3-1. Remora will have to face Jason Game Dev into the loser's side. And we're just going to jump straight into losers. I'm not really since it's CPU, we're not really making anyone wait, really. So next up, we're going to have, of course, T-Hawk is going to come back to the plate. And this is, once again, Vanilla Geef. So this is incredibly rough going in for now Charlemagne. Yeah, this is now going to be the losers round. Let me fix that for you guys real quick. Okay, yeah, we're all set. All right, let's get it. Once again, this is Vanilla Zangief, so he is stuck with Ultra 1. And somehow... no, we need Vanilla. There we go. Somehow, this one did not win up against a regular double Ultra Geef from Zeno earlier. Charlemagne going in with the Rose pick. Yeah, really unfortunate timing and placement for this character. Rose is, again, one of those strongest characters in the entire game, in my opinion. But just so limited now with the CPU not quite realizing that zoning patterns is the way to fight this matchup. We'll see. Maybe we can get a miracle coming in for Charlemagne. And once again, we do have loser side as we have this go along, and everything, including the loser side bracket, is 3 out of 5. All right, Lariat as a response. All right, is doing a little bit better for Charlemagne here. And by a little bit, I mean he's at least taking him down to almost half health. But with that Lariat, that's going to take the first round going for T-Hawk. Pretty textbook, nothing really to say there. Vanilla Geef's damage is, of course, nothing to really explain. You can see the damage right here on screen. It's really all about like the Rose utility and like what the CPU decides to do. And because the CPU is so inclined with being up close to Geef, they will usually prioritize that drill, and every time it gets blown up like that. And that could have really been a perfect. Somehow got a little bit of chip in, but that's okay. T-Hawk gonna take the first game. Now, I guess the question would be like, is Geef going to even lose a round on this? Because now Rose is like one of those few characters in this bracket to not even get a round win. Well, the way that the CPU is acting right now might actually be the first perfect of the night. Alright, Illusion Spark somehow saving the perfect tonight. I have a feeling that's the... Oh, okay. I was about to say, I have a feeling that's going to be the only damage going to be dealt to Geef. Oh. Doesn't quite matter. Third round straight going in for Geef. Only a little bit of saving grace that Charlemagne has. He does have 2 bars, which does give him some time to, well, I would say to, I don't know, do something that's not red focus. And the trade off of the focus on the hit, once again, orbs are usually not a factor since Rose keeps getting hit. Lariat once again. And we're just going to walk up and still be able to find time to block at the last second, taking the chip damage. 2-0. T-Hawk is going to look incredibly well into this losers bracket. Nothing to say here, guys. Like, this is exactly how I kind of thought it would happen. We can only hope that if we ever do another one of these in the future, or I should warn Crispy if he is going to do a CPU bracket for Street Fighter 4 to not pick Geef, because things like this happen. Alright, we're gonna just wake up on the fierce SPD, and then we have Green Hands, Illusion Spark, not gonna bring it close. Double Ultra is not quite it, and Geef's immense health. Not gonna do it. And the chip damage from Green Hand. And one more round is going to secure it. And unfortunately, without any real hope, I feel like that the Rose is going to be out of the tournament. Yeah, only chance that we really have is if Rose somehow blocks every single one of the Lariats and reads every single one of Geef's SPDs. But it doesn't seem like that's going to happen in this game. What a bad Ultra. I do not care for Illusion Spark, guys. Like, it is such a bad Ultra. Alright, we do have Super, and we immediately lose it because we were going to get punished. Doesn't matter. Wake Up SPD is the answer, as usual. And unfortunately for Charlemagne, thank you for playing, but Zangief is the winner. Who saw that coming? But no, seriously, thanks Charlemagne for participating in these. He's gotten close to winning a few times and, you know, still somehow secured his spot into the top 8 here for the season finale. But, you know, his run is now shut down by the vanilla Zangief. And this pools of, like, losers, it absolutely is going to look pretty tough for whoever's going to be losing. Loser side F. So that's going to be Obama and Danger Box. So we'll see who's going to be facing that Geef later. And now on the other side of losers, we have Jason Game Dev with that poison going up against Kian on Remora's side. This should be somewhat even, I feel. Ken probably has like a little more better wake up options, but you know, with how they both can do damage and like how they can set up for hard knockdown, I think that Poison definitely has a little bit more of an edge there. But it literally just happens to be like which one is going to get their stuff off first. And Poison, I feel like, can get started, but it's that first Ultra, you know, like that's really specific with her. So. And yeah, it's just regular Ken. But thanks everybody who's come in to just come out and chill. This bracket is kind of like a year in the making to get this season completely taken care of. But who knows as to what we'll be doing for fun little tournaments like these. I do want to have a little bit more variety of this stuff. So this is a good experiment. You know, we now figured some things out. Now we can go into another season if we choose to in the future with a little more information.
The battle has begun. Fight!
All right. Answers to be is that now Ken is going to be using more of his normal range, especially like crouching forward, and now using step kick too. Yeah, want to try to close that distance, make sure that Poison doesn't get any room to breathe. Good block on the DP, and now DP is in reversal of that, and actually gets through with the Ultra 1 through the Rekka situation there. Yeah, it's not a true block straight. Alright, was able to get an Ultra in that specific situation. Alright, Jason now with one more. Both of these now, almost with one chance to make it work on both sides. And that actually comboed in case it didn't even work out. So Jason Game Dev gonna take that first round. Alright, starting off with the EXDP coming in from Ken. Counter hit setup, and now going to go for the hard knockdown. Alright, fire uppercut once again. Tries to focus and then red focus, but not going to hit anything. Just cancels it a little bit too early. Alright, but we're going to just uppercut once again, and I feel like the chip out's going to happen. Yeah, fire DP a little bit too far. Is that gonna chip out? Oh, only one more hit would have chipped. That would have been really cool for like a Twitch clip. But almost sold that. But now we actually recovered. All right, one apiece.
It all comes down to this. Fight!
Jumping fierce, but oh, actually took away Ken's meter too. And just like that, in 10 seconds. Oh wow. Actually jumped away from getting the full cinematic. This is looking really good for Jason here. Nice throw punish. Alright, DP, but jumps in. DP's again though. Slowly starting to close the gap, at least both spacing and health. But Jason somehow gets that last fireball in before the DP fully connects. And Jason's going to take that first game. Way closer than it should have been, especially after missing that that Ultra, just barely getting the scraps on that jump in.
Let's get started. Fight!
Alright, fireball game off of 99 is not the right answer since that Poison wants to close that distance, get the hard knockdown. But the DPs are working. Alright, hard knockdown once again. Jason looking incredibly dominant right now. And now this is a true block streak. Gonna have to take that chip and takes a throw right out of that wake-up option. Alright, we focus through that. And both CPUs not quite able to do anything. And somehow, like, closes the distance. Doesn't quite get the full cinematic, but gets the full damage out of that regardless. That was really lucky for the Ken here. Wow, and just like that, off of that somehow, like, vacuum vortex to get them back into the full Ultra, Ken's going to take that first game there. That was really clutch decision making there. Alright, fireballs, yep, going to try to keep the pressure in, but DPs and step kicks, yeah. Ken closing that distance so fast. And the CPU actually now finally just walking up and blocking this time. But it doesn't matter, now we're cornering Poison. Good tech throw. Alright, Rekka's now. Fireballs, yeah, nice spacing. Get that awareness here. Walks forward and not gonna quite punish that well. Yeah, usually they like to focus or throw. Good tech. That was incredibly needed. Red focuses through it, but fire uppercut again off of the recovery. Jason had an opportunity to close that gap and get that to make it even. But now Moore is going to be taking his first game here. Yeah, especially in that first game when that Ultra 1 vortexed somehow like a vacuum pull like Rashid. Just jump riding into it. Yeah, that was really good. Right? Tatsu coming down, but just standing short. Both CPUs staring at each other. I feel like Jason's Poison's not really understanding what to do next. Light DP into EX DP. DPs again. And we honestly should have just picked the Brazilian stage because that's exactly how Ken's making this work. Alright. Now Jason's kind of losing the plot here. He looked incredibly well in that first game and somehow didn't quite make it too great into the second one. Now looking very similar to that in this game. But now almost got that full conversion, but a little bit too far. And now Ken's going to take advantage. Oh man, every single time now. They get him a little bit too much space. Ooh, tries to go for the raw Ultra 1 and now just completely wasted it. Alright, and now it's going to do it. Full cinematic is going to do it. Second game for Remora. Now 2-1. Looking incredibly well and dominant after that first game. I really like how it's constant pressure. Like, never really giving Poison enough time to, like, kind of have her setups. You want to close that distance with that step kick and the uppercuts. And that's really going well for him. Jason needs this to stay alive, though. Alright. Gets a counter hit setup though. Alright, really great block. We really needed that as Jason, for sure. Almost from the fireball and now a hard knockdown. Get that meaty setup. And now in chip territory, and Jason coming back strong going into this first round here. Really, really great going in for this Poison. Yeah, he absolutely needed that. And now almost has 2 bars to start off in the next round. Okay, both CPUs again. Not quite sure what to do in that situation, just staring. Yeah, not quite getting the follow-up. The CPU doesn't really do the follow-up that well. Yeah, a lot of the times in this matchup, I'm seeing the focus come out from Jason, and it gets punished every time. If Jason can hold off on the Poison to do those focuses to dash up, I feel like he's in a much better spot. But now we're almost in chip territory, and Moore is going to tie this up here. Alright, unfortunately I had to spend that meter, but not going to quite do it. Ken with the bar, and now Poison pretty much with the bar herself. One more round is going to do it, and we'll advance Remora into the loser side. Alright, jumping in with EX Tatsu. Closes the distance, and now, once again, Poison putting herself into the corner. Alright, once again, DP being the answer. And not quite getting the extension off of the EX uppercut. Jason needs his next interaction. He can't take another hit. And the step kick off of the counter hit. Jason somehow just got himself put into the corner that entire time. And Ken realized that's exactly where he needed to be to close the distance and make sure that he took it on Poison. And Jason, I'm sorry, bud, but that's going to do it for you and your Poison. Thank you for playing, but Brazilian DPs are going to advance. Absolutely. Good stuff to Remora. And Jason, like I said, once again, congrats to you for putting yourself into the top 8 here of the CPU bracket. But unfortunately, it's going to do it for you. And the loser of the next set we have coming up with Bry and Zeno will be facing Remora into the loser side. We're getting a little bit closer as we have now stepping into the winner's semis. Slowly but surely, we're getting there, guys. All right, but yeah, this is another run back. And by run back, I mean just mirror match. So Zeno with the regular Zangief. And Brian NY with the Omega Zangief. And somehow, like I said before, Zeno pulled it out against T-Hawk. And it was T-Hawk with vanilla damage. So it really goes to show that it doesn't matter. Like, each Geef is just incredible. It doesn't matter. And Mirror match though, and now this is gonna really test it. Like, is Xeno's Geef good enough to last up against an Omega fast-bearing Zangief? I don't know, but doesn't matter. I think we all lose watching this next set. Now, if you thought we had enough DPs for the night, wait till we get to more SPDs tonight. All right, I know this intro sequence. Please chill out. I've seen it 1,000 times. And Xeno's Geef is on the left. Okay. Still very similar to how it normally plays out. Except now with the extra part for Bry, he actually has a chance to like stop some of the momentum with that parry. Doesn't really matter though. Xeno's looking incredibly strong. Gonna take the first round just like that. And also no bar coming in on Brian's side. A full super meter is gonna be starting off on Xeno. And honestly, if you can hit the super, that's really like the biggest damage you can do outside of like maybe the ultras. And with double ultra, I don't know like if you're really gonna get that much damage regardless. Alright, well, it doesn't really matter in this set. Bry's looking like he's going to sweep this really quickly. Alright, and just like that, we're going to go into the next round and basically coming in with so much little bar that it's not even going to matter. Alright, well, this is now a full double ultra, but it's still only going to bring him about half health. Yeah, Zangief's health is just so high. You still need about like 3 more guesses. There's one. Okay, yeah. That was looking a little close there. But yeah, Bry stuck it out into the corner, just waited for like a dash it like that, waking up with a lariat. And I would do a grab counter, but that's too much work for me. Nah, thanks. Someone else can do it, I'm sure. Maybe in post. Well, maybe we'll do it in post. But yeah, just like post, we're going to keep shipping out the SPDs constantly tonight. And we're almost on even on life, and now the SPD is going to give Xeno the lead here. Nice combo, and actually does the sweep to finish that up. Ooh, the short hop headbutt actually seals the deal. Bry's gonna take that first game just based off that. Yeah, usually I've seen like the CPU use that as like to close the gap. Not really one to do damage, but it did hit Geef, and that kind of sealed it. All right, Fierce SPD. Actually backs off, tries to give himself a little bit more space. I wonder if the Omega property for the headbutt is the same as vanilla Geef, like where you could just headbutt and then get a high stun. I don't know if that's the same. All right, one more guess, but also we could just wake up with Ultra, but Xeno's not gonna have it. Gonna take another round here off of Bry. And with Bry having the most games tonight, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, if you've seen it, he's definitely a lot more warmed up. So hopefully that can incorporate into this next match with Xeno. All right, good parry, but that's actually going to give Xeno full super bar. But it's not like Xeno's really using the meter that well. All right, well, there's the full ultra. All right, Bry needs one guess, though. And it's not going to matter. Xeno's just going to walk up SPD, going to tie it up here 1-1. If we woke up with Ultra, that definitely would have been in Bry's favor. And he needed that. But now we tied it up here, and more Zangief action coming at you. Oh, damn. Double roundhouse. Triple roundhouse, but not quite able to meet the mark there. 4 roundhouses. Xeno loves that button. Nice lariat off of the jump in. All right, trading blow for blow. Oh, here's my question, actually. Will we actually see an Ultra 2 coming in from Xeno? Not this round. Again, a full super bar almost for Brian, but will we actually see the super or Ultra come out? Brian's been very reserving on his damage output. All right. Falls down just in time to get that lariat off. Okay, wow, nice answer. And that's going to really put him into a life. Oh, yeah. That's going to give him ultra as well. All right. Potentially one more guess here. Now one guess for Brian, at least. Oh, actually got... No, he didn't follow up. He could have swept that. Xeno almost sold that shit. He almost sold it. Now tied 1-1. We really need this game. Whoever can take it is not going to take one game above them. And honestly, with how momentum-based this character is, that's going to look really good on you if you can win this game. All right, nice headbutt. There as a response. With SPD as a response to that. SPD in response to that. Okay. The headbutts is not particularly working out too well. It's not giving him the damage output he needs. But now that might actually bring him close. Yeah. One more SPD will do it for Brian. Good space out on the lariat. But dashes right in and gets the EX command throw. And Brian is going to be up 1 with one more game to go into the winners finals. If you guys didn't think a Zangief was going to be into the winners finals, you are crazy.
Who will emerge a champion? Fight!
All right, headbutt just to wake up and start that interaction. All right, Brian looking really good here. Xeno looked extremely explosive, like on the first game, and had some momentum shifts, but hasn't really been quite able to stop Brian's relentless pressure, especially when it comes to like closing the distance with that headbutt. Nice backdash to get out from the... oh my god, that actually killed him. I thought he was going to live off of Pixel. But Brian now 1 round away to seal the deal and put him into the winners finals here. Can Xeno do it with almost a full super bar now? Again, I need to see a super. I need to see a super. I need to see a super. Okay, we'll just take a regular SPD instead. We need about like 8 of those now to win. All right. All right, that's not going to do it. Bri is going to advance just like that. Somehow not quite good looking in that one, at least at the start. But Bri is now sitting very comfortably with what everyone told him was a bad version of Geef is now going to be in the winners finals, all sitting on there by his lonesome right now. Good stuff to Xeno, though. Not quite able to make the mark, though. But will definitely advance in losers, I'm sure, as we get further along in here. But who will be sitting with Bri into the winners finals? Going to be the winner of EMP Obama and Danger Box. Somehow a random select made it this far. But maybe Obama is going to stop that here. And the Danger Box. This is going to be a good set. Once again... we can't really give ups on either one of these, but how good Danger Box's rolls were earlier off of the back-to-back wins from Ultra 1 Fei Long, this actually could be insanely fun. I'm actually really looking forward to it. But we will see. What rolls do we get? If I'm going to guess based off of his luck now, I feel like now it's going to be like lowered into this. Yeah, he might actually just get lower into this now just because of like how well his rolls were earlier with like having Bison and double what's it called? Double Fei Long. Like that was just incredible of a roll. And he also had the mirror match with Ken. How could I forget? That was insane. Thigh Master. Not everyone in this finals bracket was Omega. Only Bri was because of how well he did in the Omega version of that. So the rules of it, just to give you a TLDR, we had multiple brackets, and this is the finale bracket with every winner and qualifier is using their characters that they qualify with in this bracket. So Brian had one with Omega with Geef, so he's picking Omega Geef. And random select is now random select, and so on and so forth. So that's how it works. And yes, this is on PC. Yeah. Ooh, really unlucky. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's really unlucky. I mean, Obama now looks pretty good with Cammy right now. This is probably, from all of the brackets that we've had, Elena's probably the worst CPU, like, definitively, from all that we've seen. Who knows? Maybe Dangerbox can pull out a miracle. Alright. Probably not at this point. not with this damage output. We need, like, a lot more, like, throws. We need a lot more, like, somehow counter hits like that with the focus. But she at least does have Ultra 1, so that's good. And it's full Ultra 1 on top of that, so it's actually going to be pretty good damage on top of that. Tara's V Game, I think that's how you pronounce it. Thanks for the follow, I appreciate that. And is Dangerbox? No way Dangerbox is going to take a game over Obama on this one. Any chip is going to do it. What? He's gonna take that round? Dude, Elena's so bad. Elena's bad in this. Like, she has, like, maybe one out of every, like, all the 30 matches that we've seen from her. Well, she's got a round. She hasn't gotten the full game yet, so let's not, you know, let's just kind of, like, hope that, for his sake at least, that he keeps it up. But Obama looking really good here. Of course, Cammy's damage output is now going to be the first stun of the night on top of that, too. Alright, we got the, oh man, we're just gonna keep on flailing here, yeah. Alright, so that's a little more of what I expected in the first round for Obama. But a round apiece, it could go either way, but I'm gonna put on Cammy for sure. Can PC play against PS4? Not on this version, no. Like, this game does not support crossplay. But this is a CPU bracket in general, so it doesn't matter. Like, the players that are playing, it's the computers that are playing. It's not like someone's taking control. Alright, good throw to get out of that focus range. Okay, Dangerbox needs like a full ultra off of a reaction here. Oh my, CQC is gonna take it. And Obama is gonna take the first game when Elena looked pretty decent going into that round. But not quite it. Yeah, if maybe she had healing, not like the CPU even uses healing like that. Unfortunate. Alright, so we have to go back to character select because we now have Dangerbox to reset his role here. So hopefully on this time, he gets a little bit better of a character. At least maybe someone that's like Seth. We'll take Sagat. We'll take Sagat though. Okay. Alright, that he was down bad on the luck, and he has full Ultra 2 for Tiger Cannon. I don't think that that's really better in response for this CPU bracket, especially since Cammy has a lot of options to get past Ultra 2. But who knows? Maybe he might actually get a conversion or something. We'll see. Alright, so we have Spiral Arrow again, another Spiral Arrow. As soon as she gets in, feels like that's definitely the sweet spot that you can get on Sagat. He's not going to really focus too much on like Tiger Uppercuts or Tiger Knees. Yeah, he's going to keep on trying with the Fireball War. A little unfortunate for Dangerbox here. And yeah, very clean going in for Obama. What's the point of the names? It's because they're the winners from the previous brackets. And each player that goes into these brackets, you basically just put your name with a character. So it's a little too much to describe into the other ones. But if you'd like to see how it really works, you can definitely check out my channel that has the other brackets with the earlier ones. And then you get a full breakdown of like how that really works. A little bit too much to go into it now since this is the finals. Alright, more Tiger shots. Now, with Cammy being a little bit more full screen, you definitely want to keep on with the Fireball pressure. But not going to really have a chance to when that EX Spiral Arrow is going to go in. Yeah, just a little bit too far. Obama now 2-0. And even with that good luck, just not quite able to execute with that CPU. Really tried to do more of the... If we needed Sagat on this role to go up against Zangief, we needed that. But he tried to do it on Cammy, who closes the distance much faster. Unfortunately, not quite it for that round. And Obama, he's really close to now having to go into winners finals off of the double Ultra Cammy. I did not expect double Ultra Cammy to make it this far in the seasons in general, but she is incredibly strong. She's doing super well. And I think that Dangerbox lost. I mean, I don't know. Guy has been like, he has been used maybe twice, and he has like pulled out some surprises, but I don't know, man. It would really, he needs to get like a lot of good reads. All right, that one's not quite a good read either. Yeah, even with like the shoulder press like that, slides. You can only try to like get a lot of trades in, but okay, now has a life lead. Not anymore. Not when we have full ultra. Okay. Alright, he's looking pretty good. Oh, not quite a good response. Tries to Tatsu through that, but the uppercut took him a little too far. Oh, man. And again, another one of the shoulder presses. He didn't have enough meter to go for the EX version. So now the Spiral Arrow does a full-on punish. And Obama is now once again going into this match with one more round and could be potentially going up against Brian and Y in the winners finals. I honestly do want to see at least one more random select here. I hope that he gets a better roll. But now, at least in this round, he's looking pretty good. That's what you want, Froyo? Oh. Another CQC attempt, but now finally the CPU is not taking the bait, and now we're going to go for a slide. And finally looking good for Danger Box here, tying it up 1-1. He needs this round to stay alive. But he ran off screen, so I don't think he's going to be playing anymore. Awkward. Alright, Spiral Arrow once again. I feel like that's such a good option for a lot of what Guy has as his pressure. And again, Guy tries to punish that whiff off of the uppercut with the Tatsu, but it just goes a little too far. Alright, CQC does land this time. Dude, that ultra takes up like straight up 9 seconds. It's insane. Okay, kind of spike to get through that shoulder pressure. All right, one more interaction from Guy. I feel like he's gonna take it, but oh, that's gonna do it off of the. Ooh, okay. I did say I want one more at least coming in from Danger Box off of a random select here, and it was Guy off of the ultra too. We finally got to see him use it. And that sealed the deal, and now 2-1. Not quite out of it just yet. Yeah, so now we need to reset the RNG gods for the random. Now, I'm going to take a guess. So he had bad luck, good luck. I guess good luck now because he won. I'm going to say his next character is going to be Blanco. That's my guess. Which I still think that Cammy would beat that matchup anyway. And we get a roll on Poison. We already seen this matchup earlier with Jason Game Dev, and he lost. So by comparison, you think that Obama would actually win this. But this is Danger Box's Poison, so we'll see if it has any little bit of difference. I'm gonna probably say not, but you know, he needs this anyway, so we can only hope for Danger Box's sake that he takes it. Alright. Crouching Fierce, and now, okay. It's gonna punish, though. Not quite enough damage to really, like, make it even, but it does kind of bring the gap a little bit closer. Not a great punish when you just focus through that full screen Spiral Arrow. Okay. Now that's a full, again, full Ultra 1 is gonna do a lot of good damage. Yeah, maybe the next 2 interactions. Okay, we're just going to full send the Ultra, and he definitely had some time to block it. Not again! That's twice that Danger Box went for a focus to punish off of the full send of the Spiral Arrow. And you just lose because that he had so much opportunity to close it. Danger Box is going to sell here at the last second. Alright, nice uppercut to bait that jump in. Okay. Uppercut once again. Alright, we got the roll in, but now it's got a hard knockdown. Good counter hit, though. Alright. Give him CQC, though. And that's a little bit too, I think that's a little bit too late for that CQC to connect. Or it could just be because of that special. I don't know. And just like that, I kind of, like, spoke a little bit too fast there. But, unfortunately, for Danger Box, he's going to be into the loser side with random select. Just unfortunate base of circumstance. Using red focus to get through that. Not quite able to do it. Danger Box, thank you for playing, but you're gonna have to face against T-Hawk in the next match, actually. So good stuff to Obama. He's gonna be into 3-1. He's gonna be facing in winners finals against Brian NY. So we're gonna have to keep the side of Danger Box here. Let's put him on first player side, actually. Let's reset that. So now we're back into loser semis. Is that even here? Yeah, it is. Okay, great. So we have Danger Box. And we have T-Hawk. So you really need to have incredible rolls. Especially since this is vanilla Geef. I don't think that there's really going to be like that good of a matchup here. The only thing that he really could like beat this with, in my eyes, is like another Geef or something. But it is what it is. So Danger Box has the random select, and we have vanilla Geef here. Let's hope, Danger Box. Let's hope you get something good. Huh? Should be. Oh! Okay! T-Hawk is gonna have to face his true self. This Persona 4 ass shit. Gonna have to and he has Ultra 2. I do want to see Ultra 2 on reaction off of a jump in. I do want to see that.
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
Yeah, T-Hawk versus T-Hawk. His shadow self right now. This honestly is another character that I thought was going to go really far. But of course, going up against like a character like Geef, yeah, you can only like kind of get so much of those tomahawks to block as possible. Okay, and now we have a full send ultra. Now this is vanilla damage too, so we are gonna get pretty close to killing, but not quite. Oh, 640. Okay. That didn't. Ooh, uh-oh. Next interaction, and T-Hawk, not T-Hawk, but T-Hawk just stood there. I feel like a wake up command throw would have been beating that, but a little unfortunate. Okay. A little bit too far there, but yeah, now, honestly, a lot more of the normal games I want to see. Like, the standing roundhouse to keep Zangief away. I want to see more of that. And yeah, the anti-airs that he's doing with, like, crouching forward is good, too. But it's not really going to matter when we get answers like that. I feel like T-Hawk, not T-Hawk, is a little deflated. We need that Ultra to work out now. Gonna have to try to get this immense read here. Can he jump in and get that Ultra? No. We're gonna stay true to the ground. And T-Hawk, not T-Hawk, but T-Hawk, takes the first game. Oh, man. Well, it proves to show that it doesn't matter about the character. He is going to pick the top tier to win. I completely understand it. I mean, as good of a role as that was to go up against Zangief like that, I don't know if it really is going to get much better, but we can only hope for Danger Box. We definitely want to try to get a little more zoning. And Oni is actually a good choice. I don't know if we've had an Oni matchup against Geef before. We may have had it like once, but of all the Shotos like that could go up against him, I feel like this one has a really good chance. He has a lot of good zoning patterns and ways to get out of situations too. But it won't matter when you dash right into it off of 99. Alright, we have the Rapid Slash too. But you could, of course, just get thrown just like that in the middle of it. Alright, tries a Rapid Slash again. Wake up Ultra 2. And now this is double Ultra. It's not going to do as much damage, but it also puts him at a good further distance away. It doesn't matter, because Laird's going to beat that. So, Geef is just looking incredibly well, once again.
And the battle continues. Fight!
Okay. Really unfortunate interaction here for Danger Box, but yeah, we want to see more of the Fireball War. Alright, we do see the full cinematic, but again, double Ultra is not going to do that much damage on Geef. I feel like that's almost like 2 Fireballs worth of damage. Alright. Nice Tatsu, but tries to get in since now Geef is in the corner. one more interaction, and that's gonna do it. Yeah, another wake up lariat. And yeah, just unfortunate for Danger Box here. Only one away to be out of the bracket. He definitely had a good chance to go up with Cammy, but at least in this particular spot, not quite able to finish it off. And now I'm going up against Geef too on a random select is also really difficult, but you know, it is the nature of how we had this tournament set up, unfortunately. Yeah, I think this might be GG's for Danger Box. Chun-Li is also another one of those that doesn't really do too well. She's maybe like beaten a few upsets like matchup wise, but overall like the CPU doesn't really do that well up against like reversals for her. If she could keep up with her normal range, then yeah, like Hikokens. But she likes to do stuff like this, you know? It is working out so far though. We'll see how long that lasts. More Kikokens, yeah. Definitely want to see more of that. And just like that, 2 normals, and now we're even on life. All that hard work that Danger Box is putting in. Nice anti-air, but yeah, just counter hit. And one more round, and that's going to do it for T-Hawk. Going to advance into the loser side. Alright, everyone, give Danger Box your power. No one's giving him any power. I see that. Appreciate it. Not like we really have much faith. Yeah, this is just tough. Zanshu is doing decently. Alright. I mean, Kikosho's gonna do full screen. That is nice. But now when you wall jump right off of that and you just get hit with a lariat. That should do it, right? Yeah, another standing roundhouse. And unfortunately, who saw that coming? 3-0 on T-Hawk's side. Not T-Hawk, but T-Hawk. Jeez. I'm so corny. Hell yeah. Danger Box, though, off of the random select win and still making it a little bit further into the bracket than I thought. He had incredible rolls to go up against Remora earlier. But good stuff to you making it this far. But GG's, that's going to do it for your run. And speaking of Remora, we're going to have him come up against another Zangief. So, yeah, we're getting closer and closer to the end of this setup here. So Zeno's going to be on player 1 side. And that's just regular Zangief here. And we got Remora coming up with that Ken. I mean, again, I thought that Oni would be a Shoto to really do well against him, but maybe the Ken is better. We're going to have to find out now. So yeah, we have regular, Ultra, yep. And Ken right here. Alright, the last one for the loser semis. We're going up into the winners finals and then losers finals. Or, nah, this would be actual loser semis the next one. So, whatever. It is what it is. That's fine. Let's hope that this is close, though. I mean, uppercuts do a lot, like, when you are consistent with it. Just imagine, like, constantly if you do those and just chip them out some more. Or even just land the hits. You really want to, like, give them the space. Heath, though, 1 SPD, though. That's all we need. Oh, and all that's all we need. We found it immediately. Alright, half health already for Remora. Not really looking good, though. Alright, first DP that lands. Wakes up to a lariat. Yeah. Full sends the Ultra, too. And that's gonna do it. First round going to Zeno. Almost with a full super bar, and we haven't seen supers almost at all throughout this entire bracket. Maybe we'll finally see one coming in from Zeno here. All right, pretty decent start coming in for Remora, but now we're even on life because of the SPD, and now we're losing from another SPD. Red focus as a start, and that's not going to combo. And EX Green Hand goes through some of that Ultra, and that's gonna do it. Yeah, first game gonna go up for Zeno here. If you had money that that Geef would be going far in these tournaments, yeah, you'd be making a whole lot right now.
Are you ready? Fight!
Sweep is the answer as they fall down with that fire uppercut. SPD in response now. Alright, DP's wake up. Honestly, we need more wake up options like that. We really can't be staying on the ground too much because at least you give the op a chance. Oh, that's still gonna go through, yeah. And that's not quite full ultra, but it's still gonna bring him into chip territory almost. Maybe one more interaction will bring him there. No, actually chipped out first, then uppercutted. Remora actually looked really good there. But we are looking at a full super bar almost for Xeno here. No meter going in on Remora. Wow, came down with the EX Tatsu, tried to meet him all the way down there, but Xeno was able to block it. Now use the red focus. And just like that, quickly as he came through, Xeno now tying it up on this round. I feel like Remora you really can't let Geef win another round. You need this one to like solidify yourself to get close. If you let himself come up 2-0, you need 3 straight games to go up against Geef. You really need to make good with your fireball pressure, and that was doing pretty good there. But one step kick a little too close. A little bit far for getting that SPD though. Alright, Ultra 2, and now this is actually going to put him full screen. This is actually looking good for Remora here. Okay, unfortunately didn't quite chip off the uppercut, and Remora actually takes the game on Xeno. We really needed that. The dinosaurs are extremely loud right now. Like, why? Like, they were hyped. Like, they were actually like, oh shit. Like, wait a minute. Alright, 1-1 though. Right, more fireball pressure, of course. Unfortunately tries to go for some setup, just jumping in and not. Oh no, and another SPD. That's not looking good for Remora here. Not looking deflated already. Oh, that's tragic.
Pick up the pace. Fight.
Okay. Oh. Okay. I beat to the front. And unfortunately now on half health and just another SPD. Getting caught up on this one. That actually might kill. He's on Magic Pixel. Doesn't matter. Xeno, yeah. You blinked and you missed it. I blinked and I missed it. That second round was a little unfortunate. It did bring him down a good bit, but wasn't quite able to bring it out. Moore still on, still has another game to play with though. He needs this to like, to tie it up, and he can't afford Xeno to get any rounds here. Okay, SPD once again. Alright. Only saving grace now is that Geef is in the corner. We're gonna wake up Ultra, but what is... Oh, I was about to say, I thought that Xeno was gonna do something in response. Yeah, double roundhouse. Yeah. Alright, and one more round, and Xeno's gonna move forward into the bracket. Alright, yeah. Way more fireball pressure. We need that. It doesn't matter because right from the EX fireball, SPD just dashes right up and gets another one. Really unlucky for Remora, and I feel so tough about this because I knew this was really going to happen with all SPDs all day. He's going to do this whole tournament dirty. Wow, okay, full screen sends it and somehow met up with the first active frames for Green Hand. One more interaction though, and I think that Geef's still gonna win. Oh, that should do it, yeah. Oh, really? He brought him down to that much health just to tie it up on rounds, not even to take it onto the game. And unfortunately for Amora, that's going to do it for his Ken. Good stuff to Xeno to move forward to face T-Hawk in that run back from the first round of the set tonight. But yeah, that's going to do it. Sorry to Amora, not quite able to make it. Did at least take a game off of Geef. Not an easy feat. Really one of the only characters that's not Geef in himself to do that to him. So you got to take the wins where you can get them. And just like that, we're probably still going to have grand finals for Zangief as the matchup. Really unfortunate. I really thought that maybe we'd get a little close. But yeah, not quite. But we are now into the winners finals. We're almost done with the bracket, guys. Still 3 out of 5. And up first, we have Brian NY with his Omega Zangief that no one believed was going to do that well. And somehow, EMP Obama with double Ultra Cammy. Now, I'm not trying to discredit Cammy, because she made it this far. And you know what? The CQC shit was a laugh, but somehow, even with all those CQC setups in the previous brackets and stuff, Obama still made it this far. So we got to give credit to that. Winners finals up against all these Zangiefs and stuff. Still made it pretty well. Good to him. But it might just come down to the Omega Zangief. Alright, double CQC, and this is it. Winner is guaranteed second place. They are guaranteed some money into the pot. And what better stage to do it on Volcanic Rim for winners finals? It would be great for grand finals, but no, we're here fine. So every single match from here on out will at least have a Zangief in it. So I hope you guys are very happy and proud to see that. Alright, and just like that, in less than 8 seconds, Cammy is now less than half health. And she is dead in the next 5, I think. Yeah, literally the next hit is going to do it. Yep, there you go. SPD. What'd I tell you? What did I tell you? This character just dies, like, with any interaction with Geef. She had a couple licks in. She did have a couple licks in. Dude, even, like, that regular, like, standing, I think that's just standing strong. Did so much damage. CQC. Alright, hey, look at all the damage that CQC can do. Oh, man. Not all 25% of his life off of a full ultra. No way. We did bring it up though. Like we now brought him down to like 60, almost 75%. Oh wow, I thought she was dead. I'm not gonna lie. But spin to win. Again, the Hager impression. Brian and Y now 2 more away to secure himself with at least a guaranteed pot. Obama looked really good in that second round, but rounds aren't wins. And we don't even have rounds at all. You need to kind of lock in a little bit more. But not when you try to go in for the dive kick and then get reversal. Well, you know what? You know what beats CQC? A full-on SPD. How about that? And that's still killed. That is just insanity. That is still insane, dog. I mean, I really shouldn't be surprised, you know, at the turn of events here, but you know how it goes. All right, SPD to go up again, and yeah, EX command throw. I don't really know what to call that move. I'm sure it does have like some name. Obama on the Pixel Life. Can CQC save him? It won't, but we at least get to see the Ultra one more time. Wow, that brought him to half health. No way. This Ultra is OD. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, you really, like, there's nothing to say, guys. 2-0. Zangief is too good. I really am sorry for anyone that had not picked Zangief before. And also is kind of tired of seeing it. And I'm kind of tired of commentating about it. But, you know, it's the nature. This is how we did it. But I now know better for the next time, for sure. This seems very reminiscent to the first round of the set tonight. CQC not quite doing even 25% damage, and she almost died with half health. Okay, I was about to say, the normal pressure with Geef just at least closing like that distance enough was doing some sort of work, but not when you get that command throw in. And one more round, and then Grand Finals is secured for Bride. Alright, got Lariat. First time that I've seen that work on Geef tonight. I thought for sure he was going to do like a Lariat in response. Gyro Drive Smasher, okay. Still, again, decent damage, but we still need like 3 more full guesses with like full-on conversions. And Geef just needed 1 SPD. All right, well, that was winners finals. What a wet fart. Like, yeah, not really much to say there. Yeah, your guaranteed second place for sure is now Brian and Y with the Omega version of Geef that no one believed. Well, good for him that he actually was picking that version. And now we have yet another mirror match from the first match ever of the night tonight. So we got that run back with T-Hawk and Xeno. So I hope you guys love that nonstop Zangief action. So T-Hawk is going to be on first player side. That's going to be the vanilla version once again. And Xeno. So the only thing that can really stop a Geef is Obama. So will that work out? Something tells me no. Alright, so T-Hawks is on first player side. And this is the run back once again from earlier. Xeno actually taking it but once again, I still think that the better character is the vanilla Zangief. But won't really matter what's better. It's just a matter of like which one is going to SPD first. Yeah, it's only hype for you because you won. Isn't that crazy? Well, we get to see another mirror match. I can't wait to see this in like another like 5 minutes after this whole set. Okay, so yeah, to not confuse you guys, it's not really so much based off the colors, just based on positioning. T-Hawk was on second player side the first time, but now he's first player. Alright, reversal SPD. Alright, we got Green Hand, mix it up a little bit. One more interaction from T-Hawk, yep, so that's the first round. Alright, we'll see how well, oh, they actually both jumped in on round 99 start. Hey, that's hype. I'll tell you that. Geef's jumping? We'll take that. Alright, once again, SPD is just constant pressure. Well, Xeno's actually looking pretty much close to getting a perfect for the first time tonight, and the EX Green Hand is going to stop that. Doesn't quite matter. You have a full super gauge on top of that. Yeah, maybe we actually get to see a, oh wow, that didn't kill, that's crazy. Oh, well, maybe not now. Red Focus actually wins a round, that's crazy. Hey, that was hype. Focus from Geef, yo, Alright. Still looking pretty good, and yeah, Xeno's taking it back. That first round was all T-Hawk. Now it's looking like all Xeno in the next 2 rounds. Alright, this is, now, again, full damage Ultra 1. Not quite the full gauge, though. But yeah, that still brought him to even life, though. Alright, got another reversal. And can we actually solidify the deal here? Can we get this? Is not gonna kill. Still needs one more interaction. Lariat's gonna chip out. No! And it's Ultra 1. Xeno off of the reversal Ultra 1 off Wake Up. Gonna take the first game. That was actually good back and forth there. And Pixel Life too, actually. Wait, a fucking a Geef mirror match that I was excited for? That's crazy. Alright, second game though. knee right there. My fault. Sorry, just had to take care of something real quick. But as I look away, Zeno is almost gonna take this game here. He might. Yep, he just took it. I got here perfect. back to regularly scheduled programming. I mean, Zeno now looking incredibly well, especially like how rough that first match was looking for him. And T-Hawk now one game away off of Vanilla Zangief. I'm not really sure why that it's not even like being close at this point. Like 2-0 now. It's like that's crazy. I really thought that that the vanilla version was gonna be dominant, but just based off results, the dominant one is definitely off of Omega, then regular, then I guess vanilla. But maybe this Ultra will like kind of bring the momentum for T-Hawk's side. Okay. SPD through the green hand. And great damage once again. I feel like that's the vanilla version of Zangief that's coming out. Is way more damage coming in from the long term.
What will happen now? Fight!
All right. What is that? Jumping short. All right. All right. Now this time Zeno got the green hand, going through again the SPD rather through the green hand. Not looking good though. One more SPD. And it's not even gonna matter when you have focus through the lariat. And Zeno is on his match point to put him into the losers finals to go up against EMP Obama. And Empire Arcadia is still doing extremely well on Street Fighter 4 brackets, even in the year 2025. You saw it here and heard it here first. Alright. Will we actually see a super coming in from Zangief, though? That's the question. The answer is absolutely hell no. Okay, well, here we go. This is actually going to put T-Hawk in a very good position. Maybe one more interaction will put him at least to tie it up here. Well, not tie it up, but get him to survive. And there it is. T-Hawk absolutely needed that round. And that was looking a little hairy since we just got Ultra and the full super. Alright, T-Hawk staying alive. He needs 2 games straight. But this is the set count the first time that they played each other in the first round. I mean, there's not really much to say. He's just getting SPD'd. Oh, we actually might get a perfect here. Okay, maybe not. That was really close, though. That was really close. And now this is a full-on Ultra. And now that does, oh my gosh, so much more than half. That's the, look at, just to show you in comparison, full Ultra from Zangief to Zangief, from Vanilla's damage on a full gauge, did about 55% life to Zangief's health. If that was like El Fuerte, that motherfucker is on 20% life. Just to give you that perspective, like how strong vanilla damage really truly is. Won't really matter too much when Geef has the life to take those hits. Okay, we needed another one. Okay. I feel like this is definitely T-Hawk's game. Yeah. Okay, and actually killed off of that too. We really needed that. Tying it up 1-1 on the rounds. Okay. Oh, wow. The mirror image from the jump in and the answer right off recovery on it. Okay. Nice bait to kind of like make them think that they were gonna do something crazy, but just go straight into the SPD. Alright, one more interaction from Zeno. This is it. He needs this right now to win. And just like that, Zeno proving once again off of another 3-1 victory. That's 6-2 over T-Hawk from the previous set. Zangief, just regular, is better than Vanilla on the CPU bracket. Good stuff to give T-Hawk a gun, but unfortunately that's going to end your run for tonight. Good stuff to you guys, though. So yeah, that's going to put Bry into the winner's side. And that's going to put you with Xeno 3-1 once again, just like earlier in that set. And honestly, a lot more convincing rounds from T-Hawk, but not quite able to seal the deal. And here we are, your losers finals. Zangief going up against the double ultra Cammy. All right, let's get this going, guys. So let's check the Matcherino out. Matcherino is still sitting at 100. Yeah. So looks like we're not going to be having a third place prize, but that's okay. It is what it is. We will be giving first place and second place some cash tonight. We will be having $75 to first place and $25 to second. So this is a spot to at least get some cash in their pocket from the entire season. So good stuff to everybody that's made it up to this point, for participating in all of your brackets so far. It really was a nice, cool little experiment to see what we were looking at with Street Fighter as like the way that CPUs go against each other. But it's getting close to the end now. And somehow your top three is not the 3 Zangiefs, but 2 Zangiefs and 1 Cammy. I would not have picked Cammy as like someone to sit in the top 3 spot, but here we are. All right. And possibly for the last time we will see Cammy, but hey, Obama needs to pull something out. We need to see like a lot of great reads consistently. One SPD though. That's all. That's literally all it takes right now. Okay. Cammy somehow got into the vortex of that from the SPD. Tries to jump out of the way. Nice jumping throw though. We need to see more instances like that. Okay. We got CQC, and this is the first CQC of the set. This is still probably only going to put Cammy at an even life advantage. Yeah, this is still just even on life. Crazy, like how little damage you get from CQC. Not even like obviously the double ultra, but just in general, that damage is just not good. And just like that, yeah, there goes the first round going in for Xeno. Oh man, I feel so bad. Just dash up to try to get something going. You honestly are just so better off doing more of those spiral, yeah, like spiral knuckles, or just like straight up spiral arrows. You really need that. You can't be dashing in with this character. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, wild losers. Alright, but we do have a full Ultra 1, and now is full Super Gauge on Zangief. Doesn't matter, we're gonna wake up and get the full animation. Okay, not quite putting him on the life advantage, but still, that might just do it. Ooh, barely not. Dog, that CQC actually could have done something. With how the health was, that probably could have put him at chip territory. But yeah, Xeno's gonna take that one pretty convincingly up until the end there. Yeah, Obama really needs a couple miracles here. Alright, spiral arrow. It's you can start. He's only on 1. And then we have brains. Huh? Could be 2. Depends. Alright. You blink and you miss it. Once again, not really much to say here. It's such a tall order for Cammy to do anything. And just based off the chip kill off lariat, yeah, that's not going to do it. Dash up once again with the SPD. Yeah. Blows through the red focus, though. Does take away the meter. A lot of stuff we want. Okay. All right, another CQC. And that did also take away from Geef's meter. We have to take the wins where we can get them, you know? For Obama's sake, we take those, right? All right, that actually will kill. Yeah. And just like that, Xeno is now one away from going on loser's side to go into the grand finals. Sorry for all the viewing pleasure. This is just kind of how it is. I now know for the future to not run Geef if I ever were to do this again. So we might just do like an oops all Zangief match, you know, like something like that. But, you know, maybe we do something like that where we just, you know, pick like one character and then go through the whole bracket or something like that. That might be the way we do things. That's either here or there. But right now, another CQC. Hey, honestly, Obama should get like $1 for every CQC. Someone give him $1. Oh man, so much hard work. And by hard work, I mean no one puts in any work, and it's literally all luck of the draw. Very lucky that everyone picked Zangief, right guys? Very lucky. And just like that, Xeno is now one round away from going into grand finals, securing himself into the pot. Can Obama take a game? I don't even care about the rounds anymore. I don't want to waste his time. Like, actually win some. That's what I need to see. CQC once again, but now this time is actually going to get stopped by the SPD. Red Focus gets stopped by the by the standing short. And Spyro. Oh my god, that killed. Oh, he tried to punish with... And honestly, that would have worked if he was spaced out properly, but he was right in front of Geef, and that second one takes a little bit to connect. And just like that, unfortunate for Obama, Xeno is going to move on into the grand finals on the loser's side. He is guaranteed at least the $25 from the pot, and Bry NY will be facing in the mirror match for Xeno here. Good stuff to Obama, though. Unfortunately, not quite able to make it fully, but still a great showing with Cammy of all characters. Just not quite able to get into the last bit of that pot. So, really unfortunate, but here it is. The match we've all been waiting for that we definitely have not seen about 5 times tonight. The mirror match for Keef and Geef. Say it with me now. Holy moly. Alright, so of course... Bry is on the first player side, and he is just regular, not regular, but he's Omega Zangief, and Xeno is the regular one, somehow beating the vanilla Geef. You know, that's another thing. And you know what? Maybe it's just because of the costume. Let's give him the cursed 6. Let's give him that. Okay, USF4. Let's make sure that that's all correct here. So this is once again grand finals, and just like regular grand finals rules. Loser side, this is for Xeno, so he needs to win 2 sets in order for him to win the entirety of the tournament, and Bry just needs to win 1 set. Doesn't matter which it is. So good luck to both. May your best Zangief Lariat. I do at least want to see the anti-air, because we have not seen Ultra 2 from Geef yet, and I would love if one of the games ended on Ultra 2. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's have the Undertaker coming through. Yeah, this is fine. Coming in from the loser side, yeah, you should at least come look like that. Alright, Xeno looking incredibly strong. Half health in 10 seconds on Geef. But now, just as quickly as you kind of get things started, now Bry's turn. Ooh, unfortunately, not quite able to get that command throw. Okay, nice jumping on the lariat. Alright, next interaction is going to do it, for sure. Gets the sweep, and the standing roundhouse is going to finish it off for Xeno with a full super bar. That was literally all one side, then switch it back to the other side, and now finally hitting on one more random normal. Xeno taking the first round. Had to spend the entirety of his resources to make sure he was safe, and is still putting the pressure on, almost half health on Brian's Omega Geef. Okay. That should now put him into life lead for sure. Headbutts to get the pressure in. Blocks the EX green hit, but no follow-up. And that should kill. Yeah, okay, 1 round apiece.
It all comes down to this. Fight!
Alright, Brian looking pretty good, though. Now, ooh, almost had that full conversion. We could have ended it with a green hand, though. It's very rare to actually see, like, a full, like, length, light into jab combos from the CPUs. Or that momentum shift. Now, Brian looking really good here. Almost a full ultra and full super bar for Xeno. Alright. 2 more interactions, I think. Okay, EX green hand. And Brian just coming in with the EX green hand and then just coming in with that normal. Good stuff, and now he's actually taking the first game. And once again, like I said, if he wins this set, he wins the entire bracket. And get that ass man. Shout out to LTG from his startup on Street Fighter 4. Alright, Brian looking really good, though. And Xeno with a regular throw and now putting himself out of the corner. Alright, walks into the Ultra 1. And again, this is not going to do that great damage, but it's still at least putting him into a hard knockdown state. Alright, this is going to do a lot, though. Or SPD. No, Lariat. We actually choose the Lariat there. Can Xeno get one more super in there? Not quite. Just going to jump in right into the Lariat. Alright, Xeno needs to, like, lock it in because he's got the resources here. He has the bar. But he actually needs to start landing these command throws, and all these normals are completely whiffing here. Alright, nice Lariat. Okay. Oh, we burned the red focus, so that's 2 bars completely gone for nothing. Alright, tries to jump in with that headbutt, but EX Green Hand actually beats it. Alright, Lariats again, but actually backs off to, like, just make sure he doesn't get punished. And we go in to make sure we get punished this time. But it doesn't matter. Xeno is going to tie it up 1-1 on this round. Halloween. Should have had everybody in the Halloween. That is this week. Alright, Brian now taking the lead early. Now taking half. Ooh, the backdash to get out of the way from the red focus. What an answer. Alright, roundhouse. Roundhouse. Or sweep, rather. Alright, Brian needed to, like, repopulate. I'm not sure why he just took all that damage, but now he just killed. And now he is 1 away from taking the entire tournament. Omega Zangief, where everyone said that this character was trash, is now about to win the entire season. And Brian also being, like, the 10th person to claim a character to then claim the winner of the entire season. That is absolutely insane. Alright, Xeno really needs to, like, bounce back here. Oh, wow, nice. I keep forgetting, like, how quick the Omega version of that SPD, it literally just doubles the speed. Like, every time I see it, I just forget, like, why is it so fast? I literally could not tell you, like, why that's a thing. Oh, wow, that was just complete dominance. And Bry is now 1 more round away from solidifying the entire season for the first one of Ultra Street Fighter 4. And it's off of the Omega Zangief. Alright. Just about even on resources now, but now we spend the green hand. But we actually SPD through the active frame of the first part of Lariat. Roundhouse again, but of course this is actually going to put him into the life lead here. It's insane how much damage this does off of the EX. Okay, Brian just wanted to stare down his victory because he's 1 more away. And just the heel kick from the red focus, that was a little anticlimactic, I'm not going to lie. I thought it was just going to, like, go into Ultra or something. But that's 3. Okay, let's break it down, guys. Zangief, 3 winners into the season because we banned Zangief at the end. And each one, first, second, and fourth, which we really thought it was going to be first, second, and third. But somehow Obama secured that third place spot. But just to give you like what it was, Omega Zangief, which everyone said was bad, had beaten the Omega bracket cleanly, and then did not even, he lost maybe like what, 1 game throughout this entire season, like of like the season finale. He lost like maybe once. Just to give you that perspective. And with that, Brian NY with Zangief Omega is your CPU Season 1 champion. Good old claps for the good old Brian NY. Shoutouts to you for making it this far. And of course, Zangief is banned from anything that I do permanently. That's just not going to happen. No more Zangief. I can't talk about SPD any longer. But shoutouts to Zeno. He was our first winner, making it all the way to the last season. And also being very competitive in other brackets too. Basically getting like seconds and thirds like consecutively with all of his picks. But our first winner, still making second place tonight. Still going to walk home with something. But I will message you guys on Discord once we are ready to get that settled. So once again, guys, thank you guys so much for participating. If you were in the first bracket, in this season finale, or any of them in between, thanks for at least being part of it. Sorry it took so long to actually finish this season. A lot of things happened with me personally that I needed to take my time and attention to. But now that we were actually able to finish this, I can now focus on our potential next few projects that I'm thinking of. Once again, I'm more focused on Marvel Tokon when that does come out, but maybe we might have something in between that. You know, no promises, but just want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on it. Either way, thanks guys for tuning in, and as far as the recording goes, thanks everyone who tuned in and participated and watched these videos. We can only hope that we can get even better CPUs in the next one, whatever we're going to be doing for it. So, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will catch you guys in the next one.